All haters to Rumble Channel 2 please. For haters of Rick Walker, Sanctuary is available in the chat on Rumble Channel 2. Greetings Mavericks and new viewers. Tonight, direct and live from the Maverick News Network World Studios. This is Maverick News with Rick Walker.
Okay, we are back, and I hope we're running on the main channels. We could not get the... okay, we're up on one, so finally. My apologies to everybody over on Rumble Channel 1. We're late. We're having technical difficulties for reasons I can only speculate on. Anyway, we're up and running. So we're going to go to the phones, like right off the bat. So if you want to call in, I'll put the number up on the screen. It is Sunday night. We're going to recap the news from the past week and what's going on today. Just a little bit. We're going to talk about what we were highlighting last night. I gave everybody some stuff to reflect on. And it looks like my microphone is a problem with my mic, of course. All good. Echo check. Is my microphone okay? Tell me in the chat. Because all the settings look like they're okay. Lots of trouble tonight. Everything. Can you hear me all right, or do I sound like I'm in an echo chamber? Mic is good. You are on computer mic. Computer. I'm on this microphone. The studio mic. Echo. All right, so it's not flowing through properly. Let me take a little break, and I will, you know what I'll do? Go this way, and then I apologize, guys. Is that any better? I believe that should do it. How's that? Can you hear me all right? Audio is tinny. Might be better now. It looks like it's okay here. Perfect. Okay. All right. So now, Dragon, you called in. I know you were waiting to get in. I just get so frustrated with the technical stuff. It just drives me loopy when everything goes haywire for no reason. But we're muddling through tonight. So if you want to call in, I'll put the number up on the screen. There it is on the bottom of the screen. And I assume we're running over on the other Rumble channel too. Don't know. Yeah, we're up, I think. Are we running over there? Yeah, we're running. Okay, so we're over there. It's the haters channel. Yeah, I'm just looking in the chat, which I try not to, over on channel 2. Okay, so we're rocking and rolling. We're going to talk tonight about what we talked about last night. We're going to talk about separatism. We're going to talk about this new group, I guess, out in Alberta. It's called Canada Forever. They're running a campaign to keep Alberta inside Canada. We'll probably touch on that. Donald Trump sending these nuclear subs, or says he's sending them toward Russia. I've got this tribute to Donald Trump that we're going to share with you tonight. And you can join the conversation at 1-647-734-4220. You can punch the PIN number in at 860-075-764, followed by the pound sign. And I believe we have
Dragon finally back on the line. And let me bring in Dragon from Montreal. Since we're talking about separatism, he can talk about what is going on over there in Quebec. Hang on, there you are.
Not much in Quebec, to be quite honest.
I just got you up on the screen. They couldn't hear you until just now. Now they can hear you.
All right. So yeah, what's going on in Quebec? I should do my research because, well, I'm not really aware of the latest in Quebec because I was so much into my research and stuff that, wow, I'm losing touch with the reality, my friend.
Well, I mean, it's ramping up out there in Alberta. The funny thing is, I think they're playing with fire. And some of these people who are supporting the separatist movement say that they're really just doing it to give Alberta leverage in their negotiations with the Canadian government. And I think that's very dangerous. Among those is Maxime Bernier of the PPC. It also makes me wonder if they really mean that or if they're just saying that to run cover because they're politicians or it's the strangest argument. I don't agree with it. I think that it's as I say, dangerous. What are you going to do if you don't want the country to break up, but you support the separatist movement just because you want to give the province more leverage in negotiations over things like pipelines and energy, and then in the end, the country ends up breaking apart, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't mean it." Well, then you better not vote that way. You better vote what you really want for. What you really want. And I think that if you're voting for separatism, you probably mean it. That's what I'm getting from this. I mean, in Quebec, is the separatist sentiment still running pretty high, Dragon? Or
well, I wouldn't say that it is very present from, well, my perspective with the people that I know, that I speak with around me. They don't want to separate themselves. It's probably a sentiment that is in other space of Montreal, but no, it's not very a big topic around here. The big topic around here is probably what Trump is doing. As weird as it is, as much as people are talking about politics around me, it's all about what the Americans doing, what is going on in geopolitics and things like that. So it's kind of weird. I'm in a two-space world.
Yeah. I mean, in Quebec, I suspect that people there are not keen on becoming the 51st state because they want to preserve French language and culture. So they wouldn't want to get integrated into the U.S. They might be supportive of separation, but not integration and melting into the U.S. melting pot. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Well, it's true that the preservation of the French language in Quebec and Montreal is another topic of choice nowadays. So yeah, I believe that you're fair on your assessment here.
Now, you and I spoke on the phone earlier today, and one of the reasons we're doing this, Colin, is because of the conversation we had and the Substack article that you wrote a couple of days ago. And it ties into what I ran last night. And do you want to comment a little bit on that? Because it's really, I think, what you wrote, especially near the end of your Substack, it ties into what we have become, what we choose to be, and the danger of, as we've talked about, staring into the abyss, lest it stare back at you and consume you.
Yeah. Well, that's what, sometimes what I describe as radicalization of the mind. So basically, when you become radicalized to the point where you want to do something, say, violent, or take matters into your hand to do something crazy, let's put it this way, this is what we see. And what I was thinking when I wrote that, I was looking at what was going on in the US for the past, well, say, year, with regards to people like the guy that took his hands into a cyber truck in front of a Trump Tower or stuff like that. Um, those people are basically probably taken emotionally by the social media. So you have what you get basically on both sides of the aisle. Same story with your channel when you got two channel, one for the trolls and the other one for free speech. I mean, both are for free speech, but why is there's a filter? That's a good question we should ask ourselves. Why did you filter everything?
So I'm just, I'm looking over in the chat on Rumble 2, which I don't try not to normally.
And I'm not asking you to put you on the hot spot. It's a good question, I think, that we should ask ourselves. And it's not a bad question, and there's no wrong answer here. Because I think, and I will say this, I think we're trying to preserve next generation. I mean, for the people who looked at at your program and try to get the message out there, and you get, say, for example, Norfa, for example, that leaves the kid looking at your programs, she would not go on channel 2 and probably make the kids being into that sphere of negativity and stuff like that. So, it's a form of, I think, where we need to ask ourselves, where is our free speech is going? Don't you think?
Well, I have seen, for a variety of reasons, I think, but I've seen our community descend into darkness, our country descend into darkness over the past few years. It really started at an accelerated rate during the pandemic. I think that some political groups, foreign governments have accelerated that. They took advantage of or exploited the pandemic to start spreading information campaigns designed to destabilize the country, split people apart, polarize people, even radicalize some people. We're seeing it happening in real time. It's concerning to me because I showed everybody on the channel last night where the Rumble channel 2 comments went just in the course of about 2 weeks. It just deteriorated into it got to the point yesterday, 2 days ago, where it was like literally somebody I'll show you. I'll bring it back up. This is let me find it here. Everything's just a little bit off kilter, but we got her. Okay, there it is. So what am I supposed to do with that? Where somebody literally, and you can see who it is, the same guy who was in the video, Hail Hitler. So what am I supposed to do with that? And who can defend that? And why would I? See, this is the problem for me, right?
That, okay, well, when I see that and where my brains and my thought process goes, I'm looking at this person and I'm asking myself, who were you when the Freedom Convoy was? Were you within the convoy or in the sphere of the chats on live, for example, with other YouTuber that was live almost 24/7 on Ottawa Street doing live streams? Were you there like me, kind of worshiping those, the convoy for what they were doing for uh, the courage they had to be on the street and have a stand against the government to a certain extent till things go south, if you will. And now I see that person. I mean, those person at the convoy were against the government going kind of fascist. And if we hear the word fascist, the first thing that comes into our mind is Nazi, right? So if you go with that argument, now what you have become is what you have feared, or what you hate. So you become the hater yourself. So how did you come to that extent? And I'm asking that person.
Yeah, it's this is the philosophical question, right? That Nietzsche poses, and in this conversation, we're talking about staring into the abyss and having, it's dangerous if you stare into the darkness, if you dabble in the darkness, if you start to explore these issues. Sometimes they can consume you, and you become the very thing that you say you are opposed to, sometimes without even realizing it. It's a dangerous thing.
It's true. You don't
So,
even realize when you basically step outside of that limit.
yeah, I mean, these are this comes down to things like revenge, trying to get even with people, feeling sometimes like you're powerless, that you can't get things done. This is where I think the politics is running off the rails in this country, is that you have a group of people who feel like democracy isn't working for them. They can't get what they want. So they don't really care about democracy. They just want what they want for themselves. And so we have people who are really embracing the concept and the idea of authoritarianism, and even just deporting people to get rid of the people who don't, not only don't look like them, but also don't think like them, so that they can't vote against them because they're tired of losing, and they think that that's why they're losing. It's not just that, but this is a big part of it. I've been dipping, like, as much as we've got things going on over in Rumble Channel too. It's pretty mild compared to what even what happened a couple of days ago with that post, to what I hear on like BitChute, sometimes over on Twitter, on our X, X Spaces. I've dipped into some of the most toxic, vile, racist stuff. People don't care about democracy. A lot of these folks, a lot of them, and that's also why you're seeing this shift in the Trump administration, because there are a lot of people within that sphere who just want what they want. They don't really care about how they get it. They just purge the government, get rid of the political opponents, deport all the people that aren't like us, and just push ahead.
Yeah, that's resentment, I think.
And rig
And
this
I know,
and
I
rig
mean,
it. That it's okay if it's rigged, as long as you get what you want. But if the other people rig it on the other side, then that's not okay. Or maybe they aren't rigging it. Maybe you're just losing. Maybe the way forward is to just have better arguments and uh, and offer more. But also, if you really have democracy, you're always going to have to put up with stuff you don't like. Anyway, what did you think of
yeah.
what we ran last night and that video with our
Well, what
contributor?
did I think? A lot of stuff. I'm reflecting on what Leo said, and he was not like that when I started to look at this guy on Rumble or on YouTube when he was at the convoy.
Mhm.
I didn't recognize the Leo that I used to see a few years back, and now, I mean, for the last 2.5 years, I think the guy has sort of switched from the nice guy to well,
Yeah.
something that I did actually post, or one question that I've expressed on my Substack is when you are outside of your bubble or outside of the digital world, who are you expressing to? What are you expressing to others? Because it's not the same thing that you express once you're online, because you have a mask. You are something else. You are somebody else. And sometimes those lines blurs. And even that you don't care who you are,
Well,
because they know you are from the face that they see on YouTube and such.
mhm.
That's where you become the monster that sometimes those people become.
So Leo, I mean, he used to come on here all the time. Nobody's had more free speech around here than Leo, right? I've given him a
Yeah.
lot of time. He would call in every night and yak and yak and yak, and that was fine. He used to get upset if anybody else said they were, when Lori was on here, he'd get upset because you're not his co-host. I'm his co-host. And he was on a lot. But I've noticed a shift, but I'm not so sure how genuine he was before. I get the feeling I'm pretty sure this is more the real Leo. And I'm going to run this one more time because people watching this rerun will need reference to know what the heck we're talking about. And this is the concern. This is Leo, the mouth, doubling down. This is the second time he's come out with this stuff. I called him out because it was so gross the first time, and then he just doubled down on it.
What a fucking joke this country's been. They just let anybody in here. I'm getting a coffee yesterday at Tim Hortons. I see this guy's African descent, 100%. Okay, he's missing 2 legs and a fucking arm. He's in a wheelchair, and he can't speak English. He's trying to get fucking a coffee, right? And I'm thinking, fucking, I don't want to be shallow, but how's this fucking guy ever going to contribute to the Canadian society? Really? He's fucked already. Missing legs and an arm. Okay, really, why is he here? Who let this fucking guy in? And we're paying for it on the taxpayer end. I'm going to say it anyways. I don't give a fuck what guys like Rick Walker got to say. Oh, Leo, he's right. Should be in jail for saying stuff like this. But you're letting people into our country. He's from Africa, okay? And I can hear him talking to his buddy with the accent. So he wasn't even born here in Canada. But the guy was missing 2 legs and a fucking arm. Okay, now you become a burden, and I hate to say that word, burden, but it is, okay, on the taxpayers of Canada, because we're paying for this, okay? Enough's enough, right? I got to go to work. I got to pay my taxes so that the no-legged, one-armed guy could fucking live happily ever after in my great country. Unfucking believable. I got to go, guys. It's driving me fucking nuts. Really, it is. Have a good day, y'all.
Look, we all make choices. We can choose to see all the negatives, or we can see potential. We can give people a hand up instead of a hand out. We can help people realize their potential, or we can cast them aside and just decide that they're not worth anything. I see potential. I love my country. Leo doesn't. He does. He said he doesn't care about Canada. He said that. I don't give a damn. He only cares about his paycheck. He doesn't care about people around him. He doesn't care about the guy with no legs and one arm. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. And he's made that very clear. And yet people still follow him because he's somewhat charismatic. But I think he's been punched in the head a few too many times because he's not able to see what the hell, is really in front of him. And that's a human being who can contribute. And he doesn't take the time to talk to people. And this is the problem over on Rumble Channel 2. This is the problem with what's going on in our country right now. Too many people crapping all over everything, whether it's Rebel News, just finding fault in everything. Like there's nothing positive there. And this 51st state stuff, everybody's petrified, scared. What do you think is really, you think we're all going to roll over and die if Donald Trump decides that he doesn't want to trade with us anymore? No. We're a first world country. We've got an incredibly, educated population. We have resources beyond belief. We can trade with other countries around the world. Now, if they want to invade us, then I guess they can. Then they would be showing us a side of what the United States is that we really don't want to learn about, or maybe more learn about. But then let them and show the world. But otherwise, man, Canada has everything going for it. And if Donald Trump thinks that they're better off than not dealing with us, then goodbye. That's your choice, man. And I hope that doesn't happen. But we're not gonna just curl up in a ball and shrivel up and die.
No. But I'm gonna risk myself to ask you a question, Rick.
Yeah.
Do you think that what you have just described, when you see the discourse that goes in both sides, well, mostly on Channel 2, because this is where we have a lack of discussion with them because they are too entrenched into their biases. And I'm sorry to say, guys, I'm not saying that as an insult, but as an observation. It's the cognitive dissonance that everyone is being held on to. I think that we need some nuance discussion, and that needs that you guys need to open your mind to other nuances and other ideas. Open your mind to what is probably the other thing the other guy is saying, because with other opinions you can learn from it if you listen to it with the right ears and not with changing the context of someone saying something just because.
All I can do is share information here. I'm a small voice in a giant information war ecosystem and social media landscape. And that's all I can do. But I just know this: like, if Canadians want Canada, and I think the majority of people do, we can still have this place, and that's tied into what this guy. I didn't want to say his name here anymore on this program, but that's what that video is largely about too. It's a choice. We can embrace what Canada really has always been about, or we can embrace that and start casting people aside and focusing on negativity and start embracing real truth, because a lot of what this is about the lies. And it's not the government. Like, the government lies about some things, but what I'm finding on this other side of the equation, whether it's the stupid ostrich farm, which is just a giant lie, or this lie from Leo that this guy is a burden on our community. Man, I've seen people with no legs run marathons because they've been given prosthetic legs, 2 prosthetic legs. I see people with no legs walking because they have prosthetic legs. I see potential. I see people can achieve incredible things. Somebody in the chat saying, what does Terry Fox have to do with that? It's got nothing to do with Terry Fox. It has everything to do with Terry Fox. It's not about the guy's skin color. It's about whether someone can contribute to society. Terry Fox had cancer, lost a leg to cancer, and look what he did. But some people would just look at him and go, he's only got one leg. He can't do anything. No, man, it's about choices. It's what do I choose to be? What do I choose to do with what I have?
Yeah.
Some people
Well,
just
look.
give up. That's the story. Don't ever give up. Do positive things with your life. Contribute. Try to build something. Do something to make your community, your country a better place, to help other people. That's what Terry Fox did. That's what this is all about. It's about not just throwing people into the gutter. That's what the pandemic was all about. It's like, that's why I finished that video off. He taught us we are all essential. What were they telling us? Only essential people get to go to work. No, man, everybody's essential. We all contribute. Everybody in one way or another. Just because you're in a wheelchair doesn't mean you can't contribute. Because you have a brain. You can do computer work. You can get prosthetic legs. All amazing things that you can do if you just put your mind to it. And with the technology that we have today, people can, if you give them a hand up, they can achieve as much as or more than a lot of people. But I see a lot of full-bodied, fully abled people who choose to just sit home on the couch and collect a welfare check and then complain that the government doesn't do enough for them. So it's about choices. And
Very true.
And about not prejudging people, jumping to a conclusion. Leo doesn't know who that guy is, doesn't know his name, doesn't really know where he came from, doesn't know anything about him, but he just decided that guy should be cast aside. I disagree. And it's gross. It's disgusting. Everybody has value. Everyone, we're all essential. We all make up our country, our communities. We all contribute. And there are a lot of so many different ways that people contribute every day. Nope.
It's true.
That's not what we're about around here, man. We're about positivity and lifting people up. And yeah, when governments do stupid things, we'll call that out too. And we'll call out people lying. And that's why I'm calling out the ostrich farm there, Chris. Okay, because they're just outright lying. I watched that. They posted the full CTV interview, and she just, there's lying through omission. And when I watched the full interview with CTV, which they were upset with what CTV did with it, I guess, they left a lot of stuff out. They created this false impression that they're doing research into bird flu out there. It's COVID. It had nothing to do with the bird flu. That's what the antigens were. But they never explained that to the CTV reporter. This is a lot. That's a lie. So I'm sorry, but that is also gross. And it's just what's going on out there is frankly disgusting. So just spare me. Dragon?
Well, it's fraudulent. It's using your emotion to get your money out of it.
That.
What else? There's so much other thing that we can address from that.
Oh, and they're not just after your money. They're after a whole lot of government money, because if they're successful in what they want to do, they're going to be pumping millions of dollars into that stupid farm for nothing. So give your head a shake, because what's going on out there is disgusting. It's an assault. It's really an affront, an assault to the sovereignty of our country. That's what it's largely about. And it's the opposite of what they're talking about with regard to the protecting small farms. It's the opposite. They're going to that case will set a precedent that likely will lead to the destruction of small family farming operations across the country. That's what it's really about, because it's about integrating Canada into the US economically through the destruction of supply management in the agricultural industry, which is not a threat to the United States because we don't ship the product to the US. We just supply ourselves domestically, which we can do. And that right there shows that we don't even need the United States. It'll be different, and we'll have to pivot and do some different things, but we can survive without the US. The United States needs us. They want to take over our country. Donald Trump wants Canada because they need our wealth to pay off their debt, because they are so far in debt, it just makes your head spin. And that's why he has his sights set on Canada. That's why he's implementing all these tariffs. It's a huge tax on Americans. It's pretty gross.
Rick, what we need is, as Canadian, take our heads off the stands for a moment and basically take each other's by the shoulders and stand together, because we can get through it if we put ourselves into it, play balls like a team. That's it.
So, with politics, very little is as it appears to be on the surface. So all that being said, let's...
Y'all better stand back. He's laced up his boots, cracked open a cold one, and somebody's about to get C-A-K. Well, he rolls into town on a Harley so loud, with a stars and stripes cape and a jaw like a plow. Don't need no laser beams, no high-tech tricks. He just winds up that boot and lets it fly real quick. He kicks ass to the left, kicks ass to the right. Captain Ass Kicker's looking for a fight. From sundown to sunrise, he'll brawl and bite, 'cause Captain Ass Kicker is alright. He's the outlaw hero of this one-horse town, putting punks in their place, laying bad guys down. Ain't no Cape Crusader wearing tights and blush, just a trucker hat and a boot full of hush. He kicks ass in the morning, kicks ass at night. C-A-K, don't care if you're wrong or right. You run your mouth, he's quick to ignite. Yeah, Captain Ass Kicker is that's right. He don't fly, he don't swing from no thread. He'll just kick your ego straight out of your head. Justice don't come with a judge and a gavel. It comes with a boot and a trail of gravel. He's banned from 6 states and a Waffle House, but the people still cheer when he clears the louts. He don't play nice, don't read no scripts. He just cocked his foot. Oh, there it ripped! He kicks ass in the east, kicks ass in the west. C-A-K, don't sleep, he don't need rest. If there's trouble brewing, he's your invite. Captain Ass Kicker is bringing the fight. So when the night gets rough and the law's too slow, you better call on the man with the steel-toed glow. Captain
Sorry, I didn't actually mean to run that, but I like that song, man. I think that's fun. That's a character I made up when I was a kid, a teenager, when I was like 14. Captain Ass Kicker. Do you like that one, Dragon?
Yeah, I do actually. It's you know, it has this little Kid Rock vibe, I think.
Captain Ass Kicker. Cack. Oh my. So I'm told that somebody's in there saying, "Did you ban Leo from channel 2?" I didn't mean to. No. I didn't ban Leo from channel 2.
No, actually, it's the only place where we want probably the right message to go. It needs to a certain degree. I mean, no comment, guys, but I mean, we need to filter stuff, and it's not for a bad reason. I think we need to reflect on that portion of that question to a certain degree. I think so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's I'm trying to look in the chat, and if if you want to comment in the chat, I'll read them. If you want to call into the program here tonight, you can do that. I am interested to know what the heck you think we should do with this channel. I've been playing with the idea of doing some rebranding, refocusing things, doing some different stuff. I I think what we're doing is okay, but I'm disheartened by what I see going on over in channel 2, and I've got some stuff that I'm going to line up over the next week for people over on channel 2 specifically, just to, I guess, kind of not accommodate, but serve them, I guess, in the next week, some content. And yeah, no, I didn't ban Leo. He probably told you I did, just to lie and make you feel sorry for him, so he can go suck his thumb. But nope, I didn't ban him. I don't need to. He's hurting himself all on his own by opening his big mouth. So I'm sorry, but I've just had it up to here with Mr. Mouth. Because he comes on too. I mean, that's the other thing. He's a big fat liar. He comes on, he pretends to be my friend. And then people tell me what he does elsewhere. I know how you talk about me, Big Mouth. I know. It's okay. I can take it. Just keep on talking. Just keep on. I don't need to say anything.
You know, there's something that I reflect from actually a Quebec movie, French Quebec movie called Elvis Graton, which you probably guys have seen once or twice. And I think it's in the second movie that, the character goes on actually media back in days. And the PR guy from Graton, from Elvis Graton says, in media, there's something that we say, either you speak into me in good or bad, at least you speak about me. So basically, it's like you're getting more view, you're getting more people to being attracted to what you're being said somewhere. So basically, it's promoting you. So yeah, that's another way to see it.
Well,
to what cost, though?
So let me just look in the chat over here on one. I don't know. See if I can find something that makes sense to me, because the conversations kind of blend together. Oh, you're commenting in there. I can talk about what you're writing in the chat, and then you can comment on your own comments. Oh, Stoic Teacher says a dragon song is called for. That's not a bad idea. Maybe I should make a song about you, Dragon. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a call for the Dragon Wars.
Jubilee says that Terry Fox was her friend. I didn't know that. And says, I like your channel, Rick. I'm sure whatever ideas you have will be good. And the Lovely says, his mouth on channel 2. Now, I don't know. I'm not looking over there at the moment. I was over there a few minutes ago. I didn't see him in there. And channel 2 is too vile for words, says Lindy. Yes, I think so. It blew my mind. You know, to see that reference to the man with the mustache. And it took about only 2 weeks for it to deteriorate to that point, which goes back to your Substack article about, being, consumed by the abyss. It's what's going on there. You have become, if you're in that position and you're doing things, posting things like that, you've been sucked in.
Yeah.
Manipulated. Your head is not screwed on straight. And the other thing that I'm really concerned about, Dragon, and this is why I'm having the conversation. I'm hearing people, Leo, defending even these guys in Quebec who got caught with the guns and the plan to take over Quebec,
Exactly.
part of Quebec City, with an armed invasion, insurrection, or whatever, stolen weapons, and he's defending it. I couldn't believe my ears.
Well, I would argue to Leo that actually, you know what, they have been sucked into that infocracy theory or philosophy that I'm referring to in my Substack. Basically, they are so fed up with all the information, and I'm sorry to say, but Diagolon, for one, if they were, and I don't know, I'm just speculating here, but if they were following these kind of guys and this kind of rhetoric, whether it's on Diagolon or other kind of similar group on dark web or other space like that, and they were actually with, I think one of the guy was a caporal from the Canadian Army. I'm sorry, but guys, I mean, we're into a bad place now.
Dragon, I mean, in fairness, I don't know that anybody from Diagolon was involved in that at all. I don't know.
Oh, me neither.
So, I mean, to bring the two together in the same conversation, I think we need to be careful and be fair and accurate, right? You don't want to conflate
if I can take Diagolon out of the conversation, because I'm just speculating. But the thing is that if you got that kind of rhetoric where you got some people being like against the government to a certain extent, where we need to do a coup, where that's what you get. You get people so messed up. I don't think we need to do
a coup. So be careful of your words. We maybe need an election, but we don't need a coup. We don't need a coup.
But that's what those people think. And this is where it's dangerous, where the infocracy get basically messing up their mind.
In other words, they're being exposed to social media in ways that's radicalizing them. And it's
exactly,
in fact,
good way to put it.
In fact, I mean, it's just that simple. Let me show you. There's an article even tonight, a story about how it's being done. And it is being done through social media, and not just, through videos and it's being done in very, very subtle ways, in ways that people don't, that it's disarming to people, right? So here's a study showing that it is being done with video games online, in part. I believe that. I'm sure of it. A pair of United Kingdom researchers has identified video games as key targets for recruitment by far-right extremists, in part because they say such platforms are so difficult to police. So this was published on Thursday, and it's a paper from the International Policing and Public Protection Research Institute examining the political discourse circulating on video game streaming platforms and third-party messaging apps. They interviewed 13 content moderators, industry experts, and members of anti-extremism organizations, I guess globally around the world. Researchers heard that far-right messaging was the most commonly spread, including neo-Nazism, attacks on women, racialized and LGBTQ2S plus communities, and the spread of conspiracy theories like QAnon. These gaming adjacent platforms offer extremists direct access to large, often young and impressionable audiences. Co-author William Alcom said in a release, they have become a key tool for extremist recruitment. And so, yeah, I mean, I see it. It's clearly happening. So if you want to just sit there and deny it, or whatever, for whatever reason, then maybe you've been radicalized, because it's a true thing. It is going on. And we need to make people aware of it, because it gets people into a heap of trouble, like these guys in Quebec who are now up on a bunch of charges because obviously they've been led astray. You should not do stuff like that. And when I'm hearing people like Leo making excuses for them that make no sense, when I heard him talking about it blew my mind again. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? On what in what world is that justified? It isn't. Now, innocent until proven guilty. I want more information. Everybody is entitled to their day in court and due process. So I'm not convicting anybody of anything, but I'm sure as heck not hitching my wagon to it to defend it when I don't really know all of the information, don't know all the facts. I see that the weapons, where there were a whole heap and helping of them, thousands and with 13,000 rounds, I think it was. Don't quote me on the number of ammunition. That's crazy. You're not going hunting deer. And it doesn't matter if you are in the Canadian military. Being in the military does not excuse paramilitary vigilante training in the woods and putting together a plan to take over a city in Quebec. You've got to have a screw loose. Military, cops, whomever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. No, I'm sorry. That's illegal. The weapons were originally thought, some people said, well, they had the weapons from, the Canadian. No, they didn't come from the Canadian military. They stated that. So they got a hold of them through illegal means, apparently. Whoever, got them. And again, innocent until proven guilty. These allegations have not been proven in court, but I am not defending it. No bloody way. You can see that there's real evidence, and they have probable cause. It's all there, man. So no, I'm not defending it, and I am not going to defend it here, because that will just embolden people, or maybe lead people to it and engage in that kind of activity. And that's really, when I'm listening to you know who, this is the kind of language that does radicalize people, whether he realizes he's doing it or not. And I suspect maybe he does. That's what he's doing. He's radicalizing people himself. So no, and that's, Dragon, why I'm sitting here tonight saying, what do you guys want to do with what we're doing here? Is that what you guys are about? Because that's not what I'm about. And I'm responsible for that, chat. I'm giving people access to it. You have free speech, but there's always a limit to free speech.
Yeah. Well,
what's going on over there, Dragon, is not free speech right now. That is mischief to the extreme, at best, and it's just laced with profanity. That's what it has been, and it's like I'm being taunted. They're daring me to ban them. They want to be banned because they want to be able to then say Rick doesn't believe in free speech, so they can attack the channel, attack me, when in fact they are the problem. Do you get how it works?
Well, it's reminding me of something that I've seen on, say, Discord, because I go a lot on Discord sometimes to have some talk with some good friends, that we have some philosophical conversation. And on other channel that I go on to, there's some people that sometimes we invite to see if they're fitting, if you will, in the philosophical thing, and they will come with profane picture just to make us see where the limit goes. You know, they'll start slow, but slowly they'll go with more extreme profile stuff, and I mean to the nudes and stuff like that. And then there we go, like, okay, we gotta ban this person because this person is not. But as we ban this person, it's also a attack against free speech to a certain degree, but to the other extent, we're not there for that. So this don't, you know, it doesn't, it don't help anyone to have those kind of picture and stuff like that. So we got to ban those people. So where does that goes, right?
Yeah.
Into a free speech world. And another part, this guy that was using the L mustache guy on the chat, what I'm fearing is that at some point it's gonna get so gross on social media that the government will have to do something about it. And this is where you guys going to cry out loud against freedom of speech being attacked and so on, when actually it's because you have probably took too much out of it and take an exercise to an extreme. So
and I've run into this time and again with the freedom movement or whatever is left of it, because I've tried, you know, after the convoy, several times I came out and I tried to protect people involved by calling out people who were bad actors. Because remember during the convoy and the Nazi flag that came out, and everybody was like, "Oh, you got to get out of here, man! Get out of here!" And then they brought that up in the inquiry following the convoy, and everyone was, and everybody said, "Well, if we ever saw anybody with a Nazi flag, we'd tell them to get the heck out of here." And yet, I literally pointed out a guy with a Nazi flag, and they're like, you need to be unified. You stop criticizing unity. We need unity. Stop being so divisive. I'm like, what? What? You know, Dragon, that's the thing. It's like, I personally, and like many people, have paid a heavy price just for being associated with people in this movement, because people are afraid of it and it's got a negative stigma to it. And it's because of that kind of stuff. And, you know, I saw people here, good people, and I'm like, no, they're good people. You know, this is not what it's about. And I've many times come to defend the people in the movement because I didn't see them as being those kind of people. And then look what happens. In 2 weeks, the ringleader over there, leading a bunch of people around by the nose, he's got them all following him, and he's literally posting "Hail Hitler" in the chat, where I've given people, again, free speech, as while I'm being accused of not giving people free speech. Nobody has given anybody more free speech than me over here. Call-in show, you know, do you know how much money I've spent for these phone lines over the years to give everybody a voice, only to have some people come here and intentionally abuse that free speech in ways designed to really destroy the channel? Well, I defend them. So it's disheartening. Today I had John from Alberta call me, and he goes, "What are you going to do with your channel?" And he's talked to me before. He's like, "Maybe we need to get you a sponsor and help you pay the bills." And I've been very careful not to. I've had sponsored opportunities, and I've said no because of the nature of what those sponsorship opportunities were. I don't want a conflict. I don't want a perceived conflict of interest. So I have said no to a lot of different things where I could have had some revenue coming in. And because I just don't want the criticism. I don't want anybody to think that I'm being swayed one way or the other. Anyway, but he, you know, "What are you going to do?" he said. And it wasn't just about the money. it's what am I going to do with the channel? I don't know, because I'm responsible for what's going on here. It's so I don't want to just facilitate a place where people can be the absolute worst human beings they can possibly be, where they're glorifying or glamorizing that kind of bad behavior, because that's not what I'm about. And it's largely not free speech, because it's like, Dragon, if we didn't have murderers, we wouldn't need laws against murderers. If we didn't have terrorists, we wouldn't need to take our shoes off at the airport when we're getting on a plane. We wouldn't have to go through metal detectors.
Right.
When I was a kid, we used to be able to cross the Canada-US border and just show a driver's license, and they would just wave you through. It was like quick and easy and fast. Even when I was an adult, you just show your driver's license. Okay, see ya. Have a nice day. That was it. Then 9/11 came, and because of that, now look at where it's all gone. And then people turn around and they blame the government. They say it was a false flag, and they did it because they want the surveillance state and they want to control you. Well, you can have those views if you want to, but the bottom line is, if you didn't have people doing bad things, you wouldn't need to put restrictions in place on everybody. When some people act bad and abuse freedom, everybody's freedom ends up being restricted. And you see, when buildings get blown up, the first people that get blamed are not the terrorists. It's the police, and it's the mayor, and it's the president or the prime minister. And it's like, why didn't you do something to prevent that? Remember, I got upset with Joseph, friend, not trying to be overly critical, but you remember I got upset with him. Why? Because there was that guy who ran into the people with the vehicle attack in, I believe it was New Orleans. And he made a comment before the investigation was hardly even underway. And he wanted the police chief fired and thrown in jail. I was like, well, the police chief didn't drive the vehicle into the people, but they didn't have enough security. And that was a common criticism. It wasn't just him. He was echoing that. Okay. And that turned into a bit of a debate on the program. The point that I'm making is, it really wasn't the police chief's fault. It's not. It's when people behave badly that everybody has to pay the price. That's what's going on in Rumble Channel 2. Again, that's what's gone on in all of our channels, where I've had to shut down the chat on YouTube because it got so toxic that we were getting, hit with penalties from YouTube. It was destroying the channel. It prevents other people from coming in. And I'm inclined to right now just leave it alone. You guys just go over there and do whatever you want for now. But when I see the Hitler stuff, I mean, that is like so far out there. I'm responsible for it. And I don't want to provide a platform or a place where people are going to be radicalized like that. I am responsible. So if it's my channel, even if I let people on it who do those things, then it's still me, because I just let it happen. If I didn't have people posting stuff like Leo posted, if he wasn't doing that, then I wouldn't have to restrict anybody's behavior over there, because they would be decent people. And I wouldn't have to restrict anybody's freedom. But if he does that, then I have to do what I did on YouTube. And then everybody pays the price. And then who gets blamed? Me. Because, well, you don't believe in free speech. Don't blame me. Blame the asshole who's the asshole. Because he's the problem. You take away the problem, it's a free place. to do whatever you want to a point. And if you're a reasonable person, you're never going to push it past that point. So I don't ever have to check on you. I don't have to police you. We don't need any police if people behave reasonably. But if you want to turn it into a crap hole on purpose, which is kind of what's going on, and push it and push it and push it because you don't really want your free speech there. You just want you want it shut down. You want me to ban everybody, starting with you. And so you send in your brown shirts, and that's the way it works. You act like an asshole and then blame me or somebody else for the shit that you caused. So that's what's really going on. So what should I do? You guys help me because this is your community on both 1 and 2. Do I just let it go? Do I restrict it? What should I do? What do I do with this brand? Because I'll tell you another thing. I had an internet company. This is where I was going with the sponsorship thing, right? And John in Alberta. John's talked to me many times about that. It's not his job to get me a sponsor, but I had a sponsor. I had an internet company. They were about ready to do a sponsorship with us. And that's a great sponsor for us because it's neutral. It's not political. We could have done great things with that, but they ain't going to do it. You know why? Because it's kind of stuff that's going on over in Rumble too. They don't want to be associated with it because they do have a brand and an image, and it could hurt them. And I warned them. I said, we can do this, but I need you to be aware that this is a political show. We do with all these things. And some of the people that come on here say things or do things, and I need to make you aware. And they looked at it. They don't even call me back anymore. So again, who pays the price?
So
I pay the price.
liability.
I pay the price for the guy who's acting like a jerk. And then you pay the price because it limits what I can do. Again, and there's the number on the bottom of the screen. Who wants to call in? Probably nobody because they're afraid of Leo, who's been telling people, don't go watch Rick Walker. And they're afraid that if they call in, they'll be seen as supporting the channel, and then they'll be browbeaten by him and shunned. So be it.
Yeah, well,
I will
it's sad because, I mean, we're there so people can put themselves, I would say, at the right place, have a good conversation and probably think and reflect on what can be done here. And yeah, so we're kind of the both of us kind of thing, except for the chat that is, look
at the fear that has been generated through all of this. The internet companies afraid to sponsor the program. People are afraid to call in because if they do, they're afraid of being, kicked out of the other group.
Yeah.
There's intimidation going on. And Dragon, my friend, I've seen what they've been doing to you too. I mean, they criticize you. They want you to go over and join them. I know that. And you're free to. Like, I'm not telling you can't go over there and hang out with them, but I know the pressure that they're putting on you. And that's pretty gross too.
Well.
And I thank you. I haven't really talked to you about it, but I do thank you for having the courage to still be here.
Yeah. Well, I always stand up for myself, Rick, to a certain degree. When I need help, advice, I know who to look for. Mm-hmm. I got a good family around me, extended family too, as you are aware of, and you are part of it. And I mean, well, we got somebody else.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it might be John from Toronto.
Rick, to a certain degree.
Who's on the line?
It's me, Rick.
Oh, it's Linda. Oh, okay.
I got a good family.
We got your delay. You got your audio. I can hear it in the background there.
Yeah.
I just want to mute it. Anyway, I hate to have programs like this because it's about the program, not the news.
You got your delay, you got your audio. I can hear it in the back.
Well, I was
How's the
thinking
audio
about
now?
something, Rick.
Hang on a second, Dragon. Linda wants to talk. I think she's got the audio muted now. So
Oh.
Go ahead there, Linda,
So
if you can.
the free speech problem that's going on right now, it's a real issue in Rumble 2. Everyone thinks that their free speech is cut down if they're in Rumble 1. Well, it was too toxic in Rumble 1 for people to have an ordinary conversation. So we banned them from Rumble 1. Then they would create new names to come back into the channel, and it would take us a while to figure out it was the same people coming back over and over again. At that point, we left Rumble 2 open for them to do whatever they pleased, and it kept people that didn't want to hear all the vulgarity that was going on. So they stayed in Rumble 2. They multiplied so much that they enjoyed coming back to Rumble 2.
Yeah.
But I would have to agree that when we get to the point where we start talking about Nazis and Heil Hitler, that's a little bit far. That's going over the line.
Even there. Yeah. So what do I do? Another caller on the line. Who's there? Go ahead. You're on. New caller.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I gotta go outside. I can't hear it. TV's blaring.
It's okay. See, all I had to do is say, I think that's John calling from Toronto, and then he calls.
Yeah, I heard you say that. You should, people like Leo, don't take him seriously. He's always clowning around, but.
No. Sorry, John. Nice try. No,
John, that's he was trying to get me to curse on Rumble 2 the other night. I wasn't going to go there. That's
He's trying to get to do what?
He was trying to have me tell him off on Rumble 2. He wanted me to be vulgar.
There's a lot of stupid things going on Rumble 2. I watch it, and there's a lot of they're playing around. People are just playing around.
Well, yeah, there's some of that going on, John, because they're taunting me. They want me to ban them. They want that's what I said.
It's going on right now that they want the channel chat closed.
Yeah.
Well, there goes their free speech.
That's right. They want it taken away, so they can blame me for taking it away.
You should just respond, watch your language, or I'm gonna have to ban you. That's all.
And
doesn't
then
matter.
They complain they have no free speech, John.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna be talking about stupid things like
like in Rumble 1, was it hard to misspell a vulgar word?
About what? I'm sorry.
On Rumble 1, was the rule misspelling a vulgar word? Was that a bad thing?
Rumble 1 is a joke.
No, it's not.
You're all brainwashed on.
Chat.
You're all brainwashed on Rumble 1.
There we go.
If you say something wrong, you get banned. Right? You have to.
No,
you're all brainwashed to stay.
You get a warning. You asked for a warning. You got a warning.
Yeah, no, you
and then you got really.
I got banned with no warning. I'm sorry, I got banned, and I know a lot of people
always
got
get warnings. No. Everybody gets a warning on Channel 1. They always have.
Well,
and if they did get a warning and then they were removed, it was a 5-minute timeout.
Go on other stations, and I go on 5, 6 different programs, and you should see the stuff going on there. But moderators, they do tell you off, and they say, watch your language. I'm gonna have to ban you. Simple as that.
I've done it, and I've not banned. I've bounced, unless it becomes a repetitive thing.
Even Shadow. I go on like 4 or 5 different, and I watch. I don't usually comment because typing is, sometimes they go, "Oh, you can't even spell." Well, grade are you? Did you finish?
There's people on number one that have a hard
We
time
have
spelling, and
yeah.
they're still there.
We have a new caller who just phoned in. Who's there joining us? Hello.
Will it be Alicia?
Well, Alicia, hello. Welcome back.
Hey, I'll buy on Rumble channel 1. I can't swear on this channel.
All right, Rick,
I'm on channel 1,
I'm
right?
gonna have some background noise here, so I'm gonna
I
let
don't
you
know
go
where
for now.
you find
Okay,
the
thank you,
channel.
thank you.
I gotta be muffled.
Whatever comes up, that's what I listen to.
There's some kind of program that will just take away all the bullshit through. You know what I mean? Doesn't it just automatically wipe it out? There's no program like that, Rick.
I don't know of any software that integrates into these social media chats. Maybe there is. I don't have an automated chat monitoring thing, and I've got multiple channels up. I can't monitor all of them.
Actually.
This
I got an answer for you. I would say no. There's no filter, and you know why?
Why?
Because the algorithm that you have on your feed, for example,
ChatGPT.
Actually, you know what? There are settings in YouTube where you can pick certain words that prohibit people from using certain words or phrases. You can do that on YouTube. Yeah. But then you have to predict what people are going to say. And then they find other ways around it too.
Did you guys all watch? I can't wait till the 7th, August 7th. Episode 2's coming out. South Park, season 1.
Yeah.
You guys watch that? Do you see the vulgar on that? That's on regular TV, by the way.
It's not even the vulgarity that concerns me.
It's on a comedy station on regular TV, and they give you a warning. This may contain blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Some people might be offended. And they play it. There's nudity. There's vulgar. There's everything on there. And
have you watched?
People are soaking this stuff up. It's like it's gonna win a Grammy. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Beavis and Butthead?
Oh,
back in the 90s?
That's one of my favorite shows.
Of course it is.
Yeah, well, of course it is. I'm sure.
Metallica and AC/DC. Yeah, that is a very popular show. Everybody loves that show. Unless you're a choir boy, then you don't watch that. No, but
that's regular imitation of, well, the good old Beavis.
Yeah, I don't know. We need. Anyways, it's this whole world is a joke. I don't believe nothing no more. I don't believe anybody no more. So like, what the hell are you supposed to do?
Well, we can start, John, by being decent people and making choices for ourselves. That's where it all starts.
Well, I'm not a choir boy.
Well, I know that, but I'm not asking you to be, pure as the driven snow, but still, right?
Locker room talk, Rick. We have locker room talk.
I'm not even talking just about the vulgarity.
That's what everybody talks today. Dirty.
Well, maybe
a lot of my friends I talked on the phone, they're talking dirty to me, and I can't talk back because
my God, you used to have to get on a special line and pay a fee for that kind of thing. Who else is on the call with us? Somebody just joined.
Someone
have a guess.
I don't know. I couldn't.
And women, they're the worst talking dirty. When the two women get together, oh my God, they're the worst. They're the worst talking dirty.
I know.
Come on, John.
There's two women on here. Do you agree with me?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
I agree with you, John. I've like drunken sailors. They are when they think that they're out of earshot.
Man.
Yeah.
When they start yakking, man, they talk dirty. Everything.
Yeah.
Women to women, sure, but not.
Yeah,
women to women. Glad you're back. We missed you.
You know, guys, I'm no saint. I don't believe that I got all the solution, but at least I'm trying to be funny once in a while. And well, sometimes I put my foot into some bad plates. So yeah, it happens to everyone.
Sure it does. Do you know who it is now, Rick?
Isabel. No, who is it?
Yes, it is.
I thought so. Well, welcome
I
back.
was a little sick because if Linda's still on here, I got no warning.
Oh, was I talking to
And I
Linda
was
on here? Oh.
I was shoved on to channel 2. I was not impressed.
Well,
you were shut down on channel 2?
I couldn't get on channel 1.
Oh, I was shut down on channel 2, but I think Rick cleared it because I posted something with
somebody cleared it for me because I have never been a patronizer of Mouth of the South.
Yeah,
Ever.
well,
That's way past vulgar. That's way past vulgar.
Yeah. I know him pretty well. When I met him in Toronto, man, we're on the Dundas there, having a smoke outside the bar, and he's farting away, and people are filming, and he's farting away. Like I said, what are you doing that? If you don't even know those people, right? They might pull out a gun and shoot you. You know.
Yeah, I do not.
You're downtown Toronto, man. You don't trust nobody down there.
No, I don't condone that kind of talk. There are ways of getting your opinion across.
I
You
keep
don't
my
have
mouth
to
shut
be
when I
like
don't
that.
know people.
And I dropped off the 2 because I wasn't going to partake in that. I'm not going to partake in that.
I don't. I just kind of watch, but yeah, exactly. I'm not going to start. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you.
My thing on all of this is all these video games, and that's what I called in for, has blown my mind. The video games that we grew up with, like Pong and the Atari games, had nothing to do with blood and guts, stealing cars, shooting people, like Call of Duty. My grandson is allowed to play that at his father's house. You see the change in that child when he comes home. He's not allowed to play anything. He can't even watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at her house because he reacts that way. And these games have numbed our kids against what real war is about. And I have seen that for a long time.
Like the gay stuff in schools, same thing. You know, they're changing our kids. You know, trying to brainwash them.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's okay to be gay.
John, don't go on the Michel Foucault philosophy here, please.
Hello.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Alicia.
Why? I don't understand the world or people either anymore. Look at this, Sean. I can't say his last name.
Yeah,
he's a pastor and a Christian musician, and he was in Montreal at a church, and Antifa actually firebombed inside the church, and the cops were on Antifa's side, and the church was fined $2,500 for having this pastor.
Can we back up a little bit? Was it? I don't know. I didn't see the video. I saw a video. And when you say firebombed, I saw that there was one of those smoke things thrown on a stage. So that's not firebombing. That's like a smoke grenade thing that you can kind of pick up with your hand and even carry around, right?
Well, they said Antifa was the one that threw it in.
Well, I think that's what I don't know. That's what Rebel News.
And he was kicked out of a bunch of other churches, and he was and the churches that wanted to host him, they were being fined. Like, what's wrong with this pastor?
Okay.
Like, I don't
can
understand.
tell you one thing. I don't know all the detail about all that because I didn't analyze all the subject there. But I can tell you one thing: this guy was banned in most of Canadian arena to perform because he was pro MAGA and some of the message that he was sending. But that's pretty much what I can tell you. So yeah, it's
Well, I
not
heard
all.
that pro mega was just
It's not all black and white,
bull.
right?
Well, I heard
Sorry?
that he doesn't support Trump or anybody else. He's just a pastor, and he believes in free speech. And I guess in Winnipeg, they just plainly said he couldn't be there, but yet the premier of Alberta said that he could play, he could sing at the legislation, the front door. Like I don't know. So what if he is a mega big deal? He's a pastor, and he's a Christian musician, and now all that's on YouTube is, when did Canada become anti-Christian?
Yeah, we hear about a lot of that, but I think that it's the wrong question. Is where is free speech is being under attack to this point? But yeah, that's my takes. From
Well,
there,
I
I
was
cannot
blown
go
away
even
because
deeper from there.
Quebec to me is totally Catholic, totally Roman Catholic, both ways. What happened to them that they'd be picking on a pastor? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. The world is just weird. I don't get it. And you can't just blame one person. It's like Rick always says, the world, everything's upside down.
Yeah, but people are waking up. Did you see WWF last night, SummerSlam? There was like 80,000 people there. They're all booing Trump. They had Trump on the screen. They're all booing him. They're all booing him because he's a liar.
Yeah, he is that.
Oh, I know. I soon as
They're
he
all
started
booing him.
putting the
80,000 people booing him.
Yeah,
it was on last night.
Yeah, what happened to him? Like
he lied.
That's the other thing that bothers me. What happened to Trump? He wasn't like that before.
But
Yeah.
he's not the one running it. Who's pulling the strings?
He's in trouble.
I did see
his polls are going down.
I saw Elon come on and on X, and what he posted on X just blew my mind. He's done a 360s.
See that thing Rick came out
And
today?
he's going back
What's
with
that,
Trump
John?
again.
No,
What came out today?
no, he's not.
Russia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I know you sent. I just saw it when I was in the middle
Russia.
of the program.
They what's his name? The second guy in command there. He sent Trump a message saying that we have dirt on Epstein too, and we can release it. So take your nukes, submarines, and pedal away. Otherwise, we'll release the Epstein files.
Yeah.
And Russia's got good hackers over there. They probably have a lot of stuff about Trump and Epstein.
Information warfare?
Yeah. Came out today. Yeah. So,
who was that? Lavrov that said that?
Yeah, that's the guy. Yep, that's the guy. Exactly.
Let me just look it up here.
So here we go. One guy moved his king, another guy moves his queen, and we're at it again.
Yeah.
Yep. So, like, Trump's, I don't know what he's going to do, but he better smarten up.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what happened to him. My God. I mean, he got on with that Kim Jong-il and stopped the missile crises and stuff. Like, I don't know. Maybe old age is getting to him. I don't know.
Well, his 100 days are up and he hasn't changed anything. So
See Trump's ankles? They're like balloons.
Yeah, he's not healthy.
He's not healthy. That's a bad sign when you got ankles that are all swollen up.
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
do they call those?
Yeah.
Cankles?
Well,
Yeah, I
that
don't
means the heart's not pumping the blood. and
That's
stuff
right.
back up, right?
Exactly. You're exactly right.
Where
Well,
did you
McDonald's
get
doesn't
this information on Lavrov saying that, John? I'll look it up. You said
I just sent it to you.
Let me
I think
just-
did I send it to you? I think I
Yeah,
sent it.
I'll just click on your link here.
It's yeah. If you go on there, it tells you where. But anyways, check it out later.
Oh, is it the blonde-haired bleach guy thing?
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's the
that's
guy.
where I got. Yeah, he doesn't lie. That guy is pretty good. He's got facts. That's one thing about him.
Of course.
No, he's pretty good.
I don't know.
I fact checked a lot of his stuff.
Yeah,
He's
but you
right.
fact check stuff on fake news sites, so it doesn't help sometimes because you send me stuff. Some stuff is factual, and then some stuff, like you literally send me, John. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sometimes it's hard to believe everything you hear,
send
right?
me like literal fake news sites, like you
Well,
do. I will point them out
in
to
Russian. He plays it out for you, and it's
I'll
in
look at it.
Russian.
I'll look
and he
at it later.
translated.
He's
He
the only.
translates
I'm
in
not
English.
seeing it posted anyplace else except on the bleat.
Well, look,
did
it's in Russia.
I had a name for him.
Go to the Russian news.
Sure. Okay, we can trust that. Some stuff there, like on RT, is real. Some stuff is not.
Well, it's in Russian and it's translated. So, how much proof do you want? You know, it's coming from whatever his name is.
How do you know they're not just making it up?
I don't think Russia's making. I don't think Russia's making it up. I think Russia's got the technology to get the dirt. And the other guy, what's his name? That guy who was in prison for so long, they let him out. The blonde-haired guy.
Snowden?
What's his name? That blonde-haired guy.
Snowden?
Huh? No.
Is it Snowden?
No. The other guy, he was in. They finally let him out. Now he's out, and they were.
Oh, the one Lori liked.
The guy with WikiLeaks. The guy with
Julian
WikiLeaks.
Assange?
Yeah. Today was in Australia protesting against Palestine. That guy.
Against Palestine? Or
he supports Palestine, right?
Okay, supports Palestine. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was on, and a lot of people are turning against Israel right now. They're turning against Trump right now.
Yeah.
They're starting to see the light.
Well, look, I mean, I've as much as I'm accused of taking sides, and I say, and I sent you a text on this: starving people to death is a war crime, regardless of which side you're on.
Yeah.
I agree with that. You shouldn't be doing that.
But this has been going on for 2 years.
I know.
And people are starting to wake up now.
I've criticized it from the beginning too. It's just that people only hear one side of whatever it is I say. I try to be somewhat balanced. I know you don't believe it, but it's true. I've been.
In the end, everything comes out.
Yeah.
Out of the wash.
Well, I thought it was Hamas that was stealing the food shipments from the people.
There is some of that going on too.
Actually, they have stolen some food. Yes, that's probably true. Yeah, but I seen a video of a prisoner in the tunnels. He's like a bone rack. He's like one of those kids and they're starving him to death. And they put out a video.
Dead,
they sent Israel a video of that guy, saying this is what's happening to your prisoners. I seen it today. The guy looked, holy Christ! He looked like
what was it? Say that again, John. What did you see?
A prisoner, Hamas.
Yeah.
Israeli prisoner. You know, they got 20 people alive, and 50 dead or something.
Yeah.
And this one guy, he was in the tunnel. And they videotaped him. He looked like a bone rack, like all bones, man. Yeah. He's not eating. they're starving them.
Yep.
Like they're starving the kids.
That's wrong too.
And the Hamas videotaped them and sent it to Israel, saying your people are getting starved too because you're starving the kids in Gaza.
Yeah, well, that's
See the
not
games
right.
they're playing.
This is not right. I'm against that too.
I'm against that too. Yeah, but what are you going to do when they got no food?
I don't see. Here's RT. I don't see anything about this story you're talking about on RT tonight.
It will come out. It'll come out. It just came out today, so give it a couple of days. So
well, we'll see. Yeah, I'll look for it. Maybe I'll find more
all
information.
over the internet.
I'll go watch that guy's video too. I don't normally watch him, but I will for you.
Yeah.
And for my pursuit of truth, I will look at it.
So I know you're into this stuff, and they're trying to get Lewinsky out of there. You know.
I see that too.
Yeah. Oh, you know that. Okay. They're trying to get him out of power. Because he doesn't.
Is this true? Lewinsky is Russian. Is a Russian?
No.
Lewinsky? No, that's not true.
He's not.
He's Jewish.
He's Jewish.
Yeah. Well, there's Jewish Russian, just like there was Jewish German, and Hitler got rid of them first.
Yeah.
He was put in by the states. He's a puppet. He was put in by the states.
Yeah, I know that, but that doesn't mean that he's not a Russian. His nationality.
I don't really entirely agree with that assessment, but
well, I heard.
I'll say this: if Zelensky and the Ukrainian government, if they were just a puppet of the United States, you wouldn't see the kinds of actions being taken in there and the restrictions on the support from Trump and the shenanigans that Trump played was shutting off the intelligence to help Russia push the Ukrainians out of Kursk. That's not what a puppet regime does in the face of that kind of withdrawal of support. You wouldn't see Ukraine stepping up and arming itself in the ways that it has been arming itself. If they were just
what's that Jewish guy? That Jewish guy who funds all the protests in the States. What's his name?
Soros.
Everybody hates
Soros.
Soros. Yeah, he's the guy who put Lewinsky in power.
Well, that's the political narrative. It's not. He gets blamed for everything. That's the go-to.
He gets blamed for everything. You're right.
You know, that's just when I start hearing that stuff, it's like, oh my God, here we go.
I got
again.
no proof, but that's what I'm hearing.
No, it's not that. It's not that simple. It is not. And Zelensky almost lost his grip on power just in the last week because they passed that law changing the way that that they deal with corruption. And it was seen by some as taking away or putting too much power in the hands of the government again. And so he reversed course on it. And there were those gigantic protests that erupted. That was them trying to get rid of Zelensky. That was on full display. And that might not, it's hard to tell when those things happen, who's fueling that, whether it's the Americans or the Russians, or maybe both. When those kinds of things.
Why do they want the Russians? Who and why do they want the Russians taken out? Who?
I don't understand the question.
The states. Russia is a big, massive land. It's got a lot of minerals, a lot of oil, a lot of everything.
Yeah.
And they want to break it up. Who wants to break it up?
The
states. They're breaking out every other country up. Look what they've done to the world.
Look, man, you can look at it that way. You could argue that. I understand the pressure, but within Ukraine itself, I'm not buying that argument. Now here in Canada, Yeah, I think that he does have designs on our country. Trump does, but that's not. See, this is why it's so complicated. Even here, Trump and MAGA and the people around him, they have designs on Canada. They would like to take over Canada, or at least Alberta.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
the
another
United
one. Yeah.
States as a whole, the whole government doesn't. So it's, there's the MAGA element that wants to take over Canada, but the whole US government as a whole knows. So, but Trump is in charge. So you're getting this amplified movement toward that. And they're trying to do it by destabilizing our country with a variety of means, information warfare, funding, like literally funding the Alberta separatist movement with a $500 million loan. That is absolutely foreign interference. And yet we've got the, people screaming and yelling about which politicians are corrupt and influenced by foreign governments in our government. Who cares? The threat is right there. It's on full display, $500 million. And the Chinese police stations, that's nothing compared to a $500 million loan to destroy the country on full display. Like, that is an assault on our sovereignty. That is warfare. That is warfare. The tariffs, that's economic warfare. Trump is at war with us.
Yep.
Well, none of this would be going on if Canada would get it into being one full country instead of
but the problem,
each little place.
But yeah, they keep saying that, Alicia. But the problem with that analysis is that the thing that makes Canada strong is the fact that we are not an authoritarian government. We compromise. We reach. We collaborate. We talk about things so that we don't kill each other. That's why you have First Nations that are nations within nations, so that we didn't have to conquer them. We have provinces that have mineral rights and oil rights, but it's tempered by the federal government, which still has rights over and jurisdiction over things like the environment and other things, that regulations they can bring to bear, and some level of taxation authority that they can bring to bear over the provinces. But we give Quebec their language rights. We accommodate them. We accommodate each other so that we don't have to fight and kill each other. That's why Sir John A. Macdonald didn't want a republic like they had in the United States after he saw what happened with the U.S. Civil War, so that he saw what happened in 1776 and then in the American Civil War after. And he was like, no, we don't want an American style Civil War up here. So we'll talk about it. And that's what Canada has always been about. But the people on the US side who are trying to break apart our country by pumping the money in here, they've got this information warfare campaign going on where they're saying Canada's not a real country because you never really actually conquered anybody. You didn't conquer your First Nations. Therefore, you're not a real country. You're not a real country because your government has to talk to the provinces in order to get pipelines built. But here in the United States, we've got unitary executive power with the president. He just has to get out his Sharpie and sign an executive order, and he makes it so. And it's true that goes on down there, but I'm not so sure I want to live in a country like that, because if Justin Trudeau or Mark Carney or Stephen Harper or any of these other prime ministers we've had just went around just signing declarations to just pass things into law and ram pipelines through where First Nations live, people would be up in arms.
First Nations is the only real Canadian in Canada, Rick. We're all immigrants, except for First Nations. They're real Canadians are First Nations.
Yeah, I mean, you can.
And I'll tell you one more thing.
Yeah, yes and no, but no. Yes, but no. The Canadian the federal government still has the authority because of the history behind it and the treaties, because and it's so that we didn't have to, so the British didn't have to, and because of the War of 1812 and the treaties that came out of all of that, so that we decided to live together, but the federal government still has authority. We still
But
provide.
we're all immigrants here.
Oh, well, we are immigrants, but we live here and we do.
Yeah, we live here.
And we're Canadians, and we live in.
Except for First Nations.
They are nations within a nation. They are still part of Canada. We provide them with, funding, and we give them things, and we live together. So we've got cooperation so that we don't have to go in there and with our military, and they fight with us. So it's something Americans don't understand. And it's the kind of thinking that you actually just kind of brought forward right there, that they seek to use to undermine Canada as a country, to split us apart, to have Canadians go, well, it's not even a real country. What are we going to do? And all these people out in Alberta, they're like, well, screw it, man. Like, we can't even get our pipelines built because the government can't even get it punched through, but they don't want to give the federal government the power or the authority to get the pipelines built, because they want to control everything. At the same time, they criticize the federal government for not having the authority to get it done, because they want to get it through, but they want to, it's just a mess because of the craziness that they're putting into people's heads. I've been going through, I've got a project I'm working on, and I've been going through like a video that has been really well watched. I won't tell you the name of it, but from start to finish, it's just one lie after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. And I'm debunking the whole thing. And it starts at the beginning and it just goes. And yet it all sounds real and people believe this stuff. And I wish I had more time. I would have had it done 2 months ago. I am chipping away at it. I'm just really busy. I've got so much stuff on the plate here. But Canada is a real country. And we're just different.
It's a real country.
Yes. We have a military. We have sovereignty.
We're gonna make, the cans, all the beer's gone up, canned goods, because all the metal's coming from the States.
Yeah.
And Ford wants to make manufacturing here now for beer cans and cans, fruit cans, whatever.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's a problem.
The beer's gone up. It's like a nickel a beer,
So what does
cans.
what does that show you? It shows you that we better.
We gotta shape up.
We gotta fix it. Yeah.
Build everything here.
It doesn't mean that we roll over and just give up the whole country because beer cans went up 5 or 10 cents. It's like, it's a problem. So we deal with it. So what do? We make a deal with Mexico or Poland. They make a lot of cans there.
Exactly.
So we sell our steel and aluminum to those countries instead. We don't have to deal with the U.S. tariffs. We start to buy the cans from those places. We build aluminum and tin can factories here as well to supply some of our domestic market. And that in itself is a national security issue. So our government should address that, and we will. It's just going to take time for us to adjust. It doesn't mean we're all going to die in the gutter because the price of canned goods goes up 10 cents. Everybody needs to stop panicking.
Well, I was happy the other day. I seen my Kahlua was back on the shelf.
Kahlua, where's that made? That's made in Mexico, isn't it?
That's right. It's made in Mexico, but it was bottled in the United States, and so we couldn't sell it in Canada. So Mexico outsmarted them, and Mexico is now sending the Kahlua straight to Canada, and Canada's bottling it.
Are you drinking Kahlua and vodka? You know what that is, eh? Black Russian.
Yeah, I like Black Russian, but I mostly like Kahlua and
you like
milk
Russian
because it tastes like chocolate. Actually, that's what I'm drinking right now.
Russian. Black. I miss the vodka that made out of potatoes from Russia.
I prefer my vodka or whiskey from the reserve because, well, actually I'm giving to my community to a certain extent. So, it's booming my economy.
Vodka is supposed to be made out of potatoes. Come on.
Oh, well.
I buy this Polish vodka in the liquor store. It's made out of potatoes, made from real potatoes.
I never
Polish.
heard that. I
Polish.
never knew that.
Yeah, it's called. I don't know if I got an empty bottle here. I buy it. I buy it every. If you want to, if you're interested, it's. Is this one here? Yeah, here it is. It's called LUKSUSOWA. La Luska. It's a big red label. And
La
says,
Luzva. La
yeah,
Luzva.
it's made from real potatoes, Poland, Polish. That's the only one I can find now, because I don't like wheat.
Okay.
Mhm.
I never knew what vodka was made from. Had no idea.
Well, this is made from real potatoes. It says right on it. Hey, Rick, before I go, I want to tell you how the war in Ukraine is going to end. Okay? You won't agree with me, of course, but it's going to end. Russia is going to put in their own person in there, take Levinsky out, put a Russian dictator in there, and it's going to become like Belarus. Ukraine's going to become like Belarus. And that's the end of the war there. I'm just letting you know how it's going to end. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I think.
Well, we'll see about that part.
Putin is
But,
going to put a Rushki in there, and it's going to become like Belarus. And that's the end of the war. It's happened before with Belarus, and it's going to happen with this. That's what I think.
well,
Are you going on about Ukraine again?
Well, how is it going to end there, Rick?
I don't know, Junk. I don't know how it's going to end.
How is
I
it
don't
gonna
know
end?
either.
I know this. It hasn't ended the way that all the pro-Russian influencers told us it was going to end from the beginning.
Yeah.
It wasn't over in a week. It wasn't over in 3 weeks. It wasn't over in 3 months. It's not over after 3 years.
Yeah.
And I know that as much as people like to spin up this narrative that, it's a puppet regime and Zelensky and blah, 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 the history that the people there have wanted their independence as a country, since like before World War II, like a long time. And they've been fighting for it. And they've been trampled on by both sides. The communists, the Nazis, the US, the EU, the Russians, everybody wants a piece of Ukraine. It's like this revolving door of conflict in Europe. And it's a terrible thing. But the people there just want their own country. They do have their own culture, their own language.
Is Belarus their own country?
It is sort of right now, except that it's under Russian control, kind of. But no, they had
That's
it.
what I think is going to happen.
And
to
they
Ukraine.
had their own country after the fall of the Soviet Union, and they were promised that they could keep it. And now that promise has been broken. They've been betrayed again. And so,
Well,
regardless
that's
of
the best thing I could come out of this. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, you've got people who are, really, you have people there who are very determined. The country has made a lot of sacrifices. A lot of people, a lot of families have lost a lot, paid a very high price, and they're not going to just give up. So,
Well, I'm telling you, that's the best way this war is to end this war. Put a Russian in charge there and become like Belarus, and people will be happy. It's its own country. That's the way I think it should end.
it's not. It won't end that way.
And Gaza and the West Bank, whatever. If the Jews take over, they won't be able to sleep at night because it's gonna be bombed.
John, I'm gonna
Houses
ask you
on
one
fire.
question.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm gonna ask you one question.
Yes,
Do
sir.
you remember well your history of World War II and what was Poland back in the days? Because
Yeah.
if you look at what's going on, there's a lot of analogy and I think a lot of similarity that we can draw from that. So just, go back into 1940s, no, probably somewhere around the 35s, and you'll see.
That's
Just,
World War II.
yeah, well, just
World War
make,
One was in
put yourself,
1917,
I
because
studied
my
World War
analogy
II in
goes
school.
toward Polish. The Poland back in the 40s and before before World War II, what happened there was about the same situation, just a little bit different. But you see where that goes, because it is a contentious point on the map, if you will. So it's a strategic point.
If you're looking
So what do you-
for a reference point in history, I think that where we're at right now is most closely aligned with what was going on around 1938. And
Mhm.
Yep.
and I think that we need to recognize that, take stock of it, and that brings us full circle to what we've been talking about here all night, which is what's been going on over in Rumble Chat 2, what I saw posted there a couple of nights ago about, the man with the mustache. And we need to be, everyone should really think and reflect on all of that. This is important because people ask, remember, people have always said, what would happen if history were to repeat itself? What choice would I make? How did the people of Germany get sucked into being so evil and allowing such evil to take hold in their country? How could that possibly happen? Look around, folks. It's happening here right now. Don't let it. I warn you, do not let it happen to you. Dragon, right? Be careful about staring into the abyss, or the abyss may consume you. You get sucked into it if you stare into it too long. Don't let it seduce you. Don't let it wear you down. Don't let it pull you in. Don't drown in the darkness, because it's 1938. We're all being tested. A lot of people failed the test when the pandemic hit, and a lot of people are failing right now. That's why we're having this conversation tonight, folks. That's why I'm very concerned about what I'm seeing and hearing coming out of Rumble Channel 2.
Yeah, Leo should, if you're listening, you should stop running down people. Because some people, like me, you run me down, I can take it, but some people can't take it. And they'll take, you know what I mean? You might hit the wrong nerve with someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well,
you can hurt someone's feelings.
worse than that, John.
Yeah.
You can hurt someone.
You could hurt someone, yeah, exactly.
And it might not even be you doing the one hurting them with your words. It like physically, it emboldens other people. It instills fear in other people, and people act on that, and it escalates. No,
but
words matter.
Some things you say, Rick, we don't agree with you. Some people don't agree with that, and that's what these chats are about. Like, we don't agree with everything.
Yeah, but John,
says.
but it's also my job to make sure that I don't let people propagate outright lies. And frankly,
well, how do you know you're not lying?
I don't. Well, you can then prove that I'm not that I'm lying. But
how do you know you're not lying?
Because I'm just telling you,
everything you say is not the truth. Come on, you've been wrong.
Hey, John,
you're maybe 90% accurate.
No. You send me websites.
You're not 100% accurate.
You say there's a difference between making an error or having a difference of opinion on an issue, and then there is spreading an outright propagated lies. And I know some of these websites because I frankly know some of the people behind them who put them up. And then you send me the websites with the fake news.
All right. Well, not everything's fake. Maybe
not everything is fake.
I might be 75% accurate. You could be 90% accurate. Nobody's 100% accurate.
Yeah, John. But then there are people who are just outright malicious and are working to spread lies because it's an information
I'm
war.
not spreading no lies.
You do inadvertently share.
I just don't like seeing kids getting taken out like that.
John,
I don't like to see.
That's fine. That's okay. I understand, but I will not let people come on this channel and spread outright, straight up propaganda and lies.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry, guys.
Especially, you know, I've had someone on this show who came on here and
don't listen to Coast, Rick.
You know, there's entertainment.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, but especially if someone comes on here and someone has
Alex Jones.
May
Look, he's got a big follower.
May I finish?
He's not 100%.
I'm sorry, what?
But Alex Jones.
What about him?
Look at his show.
Yeah.
If he's not like you, he doesn't say, I ain't gonna listen to people who are lying on my show. He's the biggest. Alex Jones.
Care.
It's all conspiracy shit.
Yeah, it's not about the numbers for me. It never has been.
But I'm just saying, you know, like there's shows out there.
John, I had somebody 2 days ago.
I don't think you're 100% accurate in everything you say. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Are you saying I lie?
Well, maybe 10% of the time, yeah.
I don't lie to people, John.
Maybe you're confused. Maybe you're not lying. Maybe you're like me. You believe in something, and so, you know, I don't like wars.
Yeah.
Number one, so I don't like to see any wars. I like to see them all end.
Well, that's real nice, and maybe we'll get there someday. Highly unlikely, but
I'm just saying
you do send me just outright fake stuff sometimes. You did it just the other day. It's a bona fide, straight up fake news site. That's what they do.
Yeah.
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 I'll talk to you about it later. I want to say the name of it here because I don't want to lead people to it, but it is just straight up like Trump says, fake news. Like, it's not mainstream media. Sometimes they lie or they spread a lie from a politician or whatever. No, this is like trying to straight up. It's just like everything on there is just.
Your show's been boring lately, Rick, because you know the news. You don't talk about the news a lot. You talk about, you know, stuff like today. Anyways, there's a lot of news every day. Well, lately you've been doing good. Lately, you've been playing stuff with Epstein and shit like that. But there's a lot of news out there that you don't report. That's all I'm trying to say.
I can't get to all the news, man. I'm one guy. I get stuff lined up, and it's like I can't even get some. I have stuff lined up to talk about, and some days I tee it up in the headlines, and then I don't even have time to talk about it by the time I get after 3 hours. How much news do you want? I sit here 2-3 hours a night.
See, like right now, I'm watching live Texas, the Democrats. They're moving all their people in positions to try to take Texas away from the Republicans.
Yeah.
And
you know what happened if I covered that? And I'm not saying I shouldn't, and maybe I would have if we weren't talking about this.
I don't really give a shit about the states, but
exactly, that's what people here would do to me. What are you talking about America for?
Canada, man.
It doesn't matter what I do. I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Yeah.
Some people like this, some people like that. Don't talk about this, don't talk about that. And people try to control me and tell me what I should be doing, and then some people send me outright fake news too.
But that goes with what Rick told you yesterday about the editorial liberty that he has as the programmer.
Right now, Rick, live.
No, as the programmer of his own program, he can tell you, or he can goes to talk about whatever subject he wants. If he wants to put more emphasis on what Trump says, because it has a lot of importance in what is going on abroad and so on, and even in our own, country, he will talk about it because it has its importance. And it's not because he wants to board you off or do something like that. It's because there's some important cases to look at, because it will touch everything around you, whether you like it or not. So I'm sorry, but this is the way that editorialism is. It's the name of the game, I think. Am I right, Rick?
I appreciate what you're saying, and I think what the message there is that this is new form journalism or new form media. It's different than the old school stuff. You guys are part of it. The news affects you. You affect the news. You're part of the journalistic process. Everybody here. That's why I'm having this conversation tonight. That's why we had the reflection that I suggested for everyone last night, because what's going on in the chat is part of the news platform. It's, you are the medium. Marshall McLuhan said the medium is the message. You're part of the message. You're part of the medium. You are part of the news. You are citizen journalists, even if you're just in the chat, even if you're just sort of watching. But if you're interactive in any way, as you are here in the call-in, you're part of the reporting process. That's why I'm asking you guys, what do you think we should do with this channel? And I appreciate what you're bringing forward tonight, John. And I'm saying that I'm trying to be as true to the truth, or get people, and this is to your point, like, am I lying or am I 90% accurate? I've never said I'm 100% accurate. I've said I will try to get people closer to the truth. But one of the first things I have to do in order to facilitate that is make sure that I don't let people spread information that I know for sure is an outright lie, because it's a fake news site or a fake news story that is being put out there by a government, some government on any side, or an agency or a company. That could even be a big company lying about a product, or it could be anything. But if it's not true, I know it's not true, then I'm inclined to say I'm not going to let that stuff be propagated over here. I'm going to draw the line there. I'm going to make an editorial decision to omit that information. If you want to go find it, you can go find it. It's out there because they're paying to get that stuff out. And there's a difference between what I'm doing here and what these influencers are doing elsewhere. A lot of, like I showed you, they've got a whole network. The Peace Man showed you all those influencers. That's like a network of propaganda. And you guys are eating all that up. Like they're feeding that to you. And they all go on each other's shows, and they all work together to spread a particular narrative and feed you a line, because they're all being funded and promoted by political groups. I'm not part of it. You can believe it or not believe it, but I'm living in poverty over here for a reason, because I've chosen to not get paid off. I don't, and again, you don't have to believe me, John, and you can accuse me of not being accurate, or this other website is just as, fine, go ahead. You're free to do that. It's a free speech, almost a free speech world out there right now, but I'm not into it. I'm not going to do it, because I see how damaging it is. And that brings me back to what's going on in Rumble Channel 2. That is the product of what has been going on in the information war. That is people getting sucked into the abyss the Dragon mentioned in his Substack. It's dangerous, and I don't want to facilitate that. I want to make you guys aware. I want to arm you with the information so that you can recognize it, to see what's been going on, so that how it's affecting all of us. That's what this discussion is about tonight. So yeah, I know there's other news going on, but this is information, and this is news in real time as it affects you. You're immersed in it. Do you see that this is an entirely interactive, real-time exercise and an examination of the free speech exercise and how it's affecting us all?
Yep.
Yeah.
Arthur Shine. Arthur Clark. I'm moving to PEI. Yeah, he makes vodka out of potatoes. PEI there.
You know what, John? I will ask you, are you on channel 2 or channel 1 Just so I make sure.
I'm banned on channel 1, so I'm on channel 2.
Oh, you're on channel 2. So, okay. You know what? To you and channel 2, I will bravely ask you guys, and I dare you all, to go on Substack, go look for IANN, Rising Dragon. That's the name of my Substack. And go check what I wrote and reflect on that. And probably you will see where the things are kind of messing up with your mind to a certain degree, guys. And I'm not saying that as an insult. I'm trying just to raise awareness on what is going on, because things are
Let me write this
going.
down. What is it? What is it? What's your handle?
It's IANN.
IANN?
Yeah. IANN.
Okay.
Like Ian.
I put the link up the other night.
Well, I didn't copy no link. I just wrote it down.
You'll find it.
I'll check it out.
It's Ian Rising Dragon, if you want to find me on Substack. So go read it and just reflect on the question that I am asking on it, because I think it will make you reflect a lot on what is going on.
And John, not everything you send me is fake. I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying everything I send you is real there, Rick. Some stuff's fake, you know, like,
it is, yeah.
But it opens your mind, something, you know, like I'm telling you, I'm not telling you Putin's going to put a Russian in Ukraine and, you know, but I think that's what's going to happen.
That's a prediction.
But Russia already did that.
They did. Yes, they did.
And they're going to do it again. And that's how they're going to resolve this war. Putin is not Zelensky. He's not going to bend over to Trump or anybody. Putin is he's got an iron fist, and he's not going to go on his knees.
I think you underestimate his goals. He's not just focused on Ukraine.
He's got shit on Trump. Epstein shit on Trump there.
Well, we'll see. He may well have.
Look at that other fucking. What's her name? The one that they moved to Texas prison there.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, she's what is she doing there? Painting, cooking, doing yoga. What the fuck, you know? They're gonna let her out. And she should not be out ever, all right, for what she did.
Yeah.
Never. If she gets out, Diddley should get off too.
Well, it looks like they're working toward that as well. So, well, there you go, MAGA. Yeah. And no doubt about it, man. Like, I think that there's a lot of corruption and shady stuff that has gone on in those circles. And
when it comes to kids, Rick, I don't go for that stuff. Okay, when you abuse kids like that, anybody who abuses kids, when I'm out, if I see somebody abusing a kid, the father or mother, I'll go right up, approach him. I don't care if I get my head knocked off, but I will approach him. I do not like to see any kids get hit or anything like that. I don't like it. I don't like people yelling at kids. It makes my head spin.
Yeah.
And I don't like what's going on in Gaza. I don't like what happened with these 15-year-olds, 13-year-olds. You know? Anyways.
I know. And just as we kind of get into the final leg here, I'm going to save you for last, John. But Dragon, why don't you go first tonight with a final thought?
Oh, well, let's go with something philosophical since we are already there. Well, I think it's time to look at what we believe and not, because in this uncertainty, I think that, well, the guys involving in all that is probably closer than we think. And by that, I mean in the government. So I'll probably go in more depth into that because Trump is probably more into what we think. And well, yeah, that's going to be on the next step of my Substack, I think. And thanks for the guys from Channel 2, because from what I see, there's a lot of love in there. So, well, enjoy. I hope you're going to just read it and have some fun, because look into yourself, guys. Thanks.
Go ahead, Alicia.
I don't know what I'll do at 7:00 if you shut down your show.
Well, I don't really want to shut it down, but maybe I need to change it or reformat it, or I just don't know. I just don't want to. I just don't want to be a guy who helps usher in. I just don't want to help people do bad things. I don't want to facilitate it. So that's what I'm saying. Help me out here. Help me find a solution to this free speech dilemma. I want to give people free speech. I want to give you a platform. I want to give people a voice. But if people come in here and abuse
Free speech is a good thing, but if free speech is hurting other people, then they got to be banned.
It's not free speech anymore when you start to hurt people.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? Solution, we should all stand up, help Rick out. Someone is acting up. We all pounce on him. On the chats. We all pounce on him.
Well, there is self-regulation, yeah.
How's that, Rick?
Hey,
I've been watching Rick since the convoy. He used to be on 6:00, and I used to be glued on his. I was watching like 20 stations during the convoy. Everybody had a feed all night long. I was watching 3 a.m. watching guys with cameras walking around. It was something, man. It was really something, and it kind of woke me up. Mm-hmm. And I don't trust government anymore. I don't know who to trust.
Yeah, well, that's the undermining trust that you've been fed with all the social media and that infocracy philosophy that I'm working with. And I'll tell you, it's really revealing. I'm sure you're gonna find yourself into that to a certain degree. I try to find everyone in that, and I think it's révélateur, like we say in French.
I'm seeing a lot of Democrats on YouTube and posting a lot of stuff about Trump. A lot of it's true, and most of it is true, but they're slandering him like nothing right now, and he should be, because the guy's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Okay? He's a crook.
Yeah.
And I think people have got to wake up and say, hey, this guy's not for us. He's for himself. The guy's a bully. He's a crook. He's a liar.
Yeah.
And people have got to see this, man. You can't just, oh, nothing to see here, folks. Nothing to see here. Donald Trump's the king. Nothing to see here. The guy is no good anyway. I used to be the biggest Trump fan.
Yeah.
There was no bigger Trump fan than me, but now I don't like what he's doing with the tariffs, what he's doing to Canada, what he's doing to other countries, what he's done in his life, and he doesn't want to. The guy's a liar.
Yeah.
And right now he's wiping out all the shit in those files. He's got the FBI wiping out his name everywhere. Yeah. There's still some stuff on him, but a lot of the bad stuff is being wiped. And he's going to come out like, I did nothing wrong. And you're going to believe it. Mm-hmm. You're going to believe it. And I don't believe it. But there's a lot of people on, and it's not stopping. This is going to go on for forever.
Yeah, this story's not going away, not this one.
Nah, it's gonna keep pouncing on them, and people are starting to wake up with Israel. People are waking up with Ukraine. Why are we pumping so much money over there? Like, when we need it, just end this thing, resolve it.
Because it's not that simple, John. We've been down this road before. If it was that simple, it would have happened. And it is not that simple.
It is simple. It's just people don't want to. They want their own. They want their way, and that's it. Well,
they want their country, just like I want mine. And if the Americans come up here, I'm not going to like that.
yeah,
I
but
want my country.
but Putin doesn't want U.S. bases in Ukraine.
That's the
Like
pretext.
they got them all over the.
Here
all
we
over the
go.
Middle East.
We're going around in circles with this.
Okay, all right.
Like we've been down this road, and we'll go down it again.
Well, that's
it's the end.
That's
of the
what's
night.
going to happen.
It's the end of the night. So
Okay,
that's
what's going to happen. Anyway,
I'll just ask you this: what do you make, just very quickly, of Trump saying that he's dispatched nuclear submarines toward Russia?
I think he's scared right now because Putin has got dirt on him, and he knows it. He's got some stuff that on Epstein that he will like. Melania Trump is hiding right now. Nobody knows where she is. She's gone with Barron. Nobody knows where she is. She's hiding somewhere. Because she's got involved deep with Epstein also. She's involved deep with Epstein. Hasn't come out yet, a lot of stuff, but she knows it. She knows a lot of stuff that's going on, and this thing's going to blow up eventually.
Speaking of blowing up, do you think that all this nuclear saber rattling gets us closer to World War III and a possible nuclear conflict, or do you think it's just a bunch of bluster?
That guy that you mentioned, the guy second in command in Russia there.
Yeah, Lavrov.
I heard him say
Minister
that World War III is going to take place in September. It's going to start in September.
I hope not.
Now, I don't know. I don't know if it's true, but he says World War III is going to start in September.
I think you're partly true, partly, or should say, partly accurate on your assessment of
that was out of his mouth.
That
was out of his mouth.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not talking just about that, but just about Russia having dirt on Trump. I think the thing is, Bill Maher was just commenting on this the other night. Russia really has taken steps to get Trump elected, and they do support him with their information warfare within the U.S. and in Canada. But right now, he's doing things they don't like. And that's one of the reasons I think you're getting such an amplified focus on the Epstein files and Trump's now having all this trouble because they're throwing the weight of their information warfare machine behind all of the negative information flowing about Trump right now too. So it's coming back to bite him on the butt because he's been a bad boy and Putin's spanking him. And so I'm a little bit, I think that's partly what's going on. That's not the whole story, but it's part of it. That being said, I have something that we worked up here related to all of that, which is why I was asking you about this. And it's all about Trump rattling the nuclear saber, finally in response actually to Russia talking about using nukes for a long time. Russia's done that repeatedly over and over and over again. That's why I made the song Putin Nukem, and now we have a new song. This one tonight, folks, is called Donnie Destructo. Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. I'll be back tomorrow night I'm going to continue the channel. I'm not sure what form it's going to take in the future. We might just continue on the way we are. If you guys want to drop me a line, suggestions, if you want to phone me, we can chat. And maybe.
Oh, John, I will.
Excellent. Okay. We'll talk about that. And John, if you want to call me and discuss that too, we can do that. Alicia, anybody, you can phone me. I'm easy to find. And with that, I will see all you guys back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on the
Flip side.
John?
Yes, sir. We'll see you tomorrow.
On the, come on, say it.
Yeah.
Say it,
on
John.
The flip side.
All right. There we go. Here we go. Why is the video? There it is right there. Here we go. Donnie Destructo.
This has been a Maverick Multimedia production.